Yeah, pink noise is the static you hear, you know, like if you're in between radio stations, that sort of thing.
Pink noise is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz, all at the same dB level.
Yeah, it actually starts lower than that. I think it actually starts at 10 hertz.
But human hearing is only apparently 20 to 20?
20 to 20 is generally what's classified as human hearing, yeah.
What about human vision? Is that 20/20 vision as well? Or is that the same shit, or am I just right off the beaten track?
I don't know.
Can you do visual checking with an RTA?
You can actually, because you can get a graphical representation of what's happening in the car.
Told you he's a nerd! I love it. Alright, well let's whack it inside the car and see if we can get some sounds out of it. He's got the microphone set up in the car, he's got the pink noise playing. Let's have a look at what it's actually doing. Alright Brett, tell me, what's it doing?
Well, it's actually pretty damn surprising for a car that's brand new, all the gear's brand new in the car, nothing's been tuned yet. It's almost a perfect curve. We've got a little bit of a dip here at around the 120 hertz mark. That's basically the crossover point between the woofers and the mids and the kicks. Once the speakers free up a bit, that should lift up a little bit and that'll be filled. Got a couple little other peaks here, which can, you know, be tuned out. Again, there's no seats in the car, anything like that. Once the seats can go in, there will be a few changes. And we can also see the treble up here, which is the very high stuff. Probably a little bit too much there. We try and get a nice even curve throughout the whole thing with it tapering down towards the top end. Our ears get a little bit more sensitive with the higher frequencies, so we try and tune it down a little bit to get it sounding a lot more natural.
So basically, if I get the interior into this car and I can keep virtually the same RTA, I should be pretty wrapped with the sound.
It'll be a pretty damn good sounding car, for sure.
MEA competitions, look out. Mobile Electronics Australia, we've just built an SQ car out of a 1964 XM Falcon Futura two-door car. Can I get smart again?
Okay, go smarty.
Wow, we've just RTA'd the car and I feel great. You didn't see the thumb? I feel great. I'm a wog. I gotta talk with my hands. We've just RTA'd the car. I gotta tell you, I'm excited about it because it's RTAing up beautifully. So my brother's gonna be majorly impressed when he sees this. So hopefully you guys got something. Hey, it's dying. Ah, there it goes again. We've got it on repeat. So, but mate, thank you very much, because that's something that I really didn't expect that out of this car. I've been building this car for about 9 years now, just on the audio side of it, but 14 years in total with my brother. To get this result out of the car just on its first run, pretty good.
It's very impressive. Very impressive.
Is that the way we do things around here?
That is the fat way.
Aight.
Aight.
Holmes, pound it. Ka-chow. That's it.
Now can I... Microphone back. That was the Brett Files. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Brett. That was awesome. RTAs, gotta love them. Still to come on Insane TV, we're going to have a look at a couple of guest rides that we've got here tonight. But in the meantime, let's have a look at what's going on in the garage. Following up on the MG, we're starting the assembly stage finally. Really excited about this bit. Speakers have gone into the kick panels. We've got the speakers in the doors. We've got all the mesh made up for the door trims. The door trims are back now from the trimmer as well. Tim, great work, mate. Got to tell you, I love your trimming. They're basically just waiting on the back bits where the subs go in the amps. Once they all go in, we can then hook the system back up again and just RTA it, see what this thing does. So I'd be really curious. We had this thing up and running before. Just the sound out of this car before, during the dummy assembly stage was mind-blowing. Just the clarity that came out of this car, awesome. But we've got to make it better, because once again, like my brother's car, once the interior goes in, we're going to get a few reflections, and it'd be nice to see what this thing actually does. On the hoist this week, we have the Holden Adventurer. It had roof racks. Customer wanted more of a sleek look, so we've taken the roof racks out of the roof, but we've left with big holes on top of those trims. Because we do plastic welding, we're able to weld those holes up and seam them all up so it looks like it's one piece from start to finish. Next up, we have the Clarion XF. We've got to come up with a name for this thing. XF250 T Turbo. This thing's actually got a turbo in it. So we walk around. Now there's a few tools in the back here because Brett's still work in progress. But if we just have a quick sneak peek, you can see we've got the 3 monitors running across the parcel shelf there. We've got the 2 Clarion amplifiers at the back, which run the front and rear speakers. We've got the 2 mono blocks here, which run the 2 15-inch subs, and we've got all the crossovers sitting behind the amps there as well. We've fitted a couple of blue lights just to give it a bit of a nice glow, and this thing will also have some blue lights under the seats, similar to Quick WRX the way he's got his green LEDs. This customer saw that and wanted the blue ones in his car. Advertising. It works. Before we have a look at more of the ongoing projects here at PHATT Audio Concepts, let's have a look at a couple of the completed projects, starting with the Honda NSX, that wide body beauty. This is your ride. How do you like it?
It's very nice.
In the sunlight?
Even better.
What colours does it turn in the sunlight?
Green, gold, and yellow. Depends on which angle you look at it.
So this has got the DNA diamond clear put over the top of it as well. Vito love that diamond clear stuff. It's same clear as on my car. It makes the car look like it's washed 24/7 even when it's dirty. I notice you always do keep this clean, and you drive this every day, don't you?
I do, but that's how it always looks. It's just the way it is. I haven't actually cleaned it for like 2 weeks.
Wow, that's Melbourne weather for you. We've got clean rain. So let's have a look at this wide body. So why a wide body NSX?
Why not?
It seems to be the answer for everyone. Why not? So that's what I like. It's like they're not afraid to do it. They just do it. So I noticed you've got the bonnet scoop at the front. Now I know a lot about this body kit because it was a bit of a nightmare to fit, but we made the front of the car one piece. So as you can see, there's no joins from the guard to the bumper bar. It's all seamless. And as you come around that right front guard, you can see the pearls just shimmering through that paint. That is sexual, man. They are some crazy wheels. Now, what size are these wheels?
19 by 8, and the rears are 20 by 10, I think.
That's fat. I suppose it suits the car because it's a PHATT Audio Concept car. So, hey, I can see just a tiny bit of dirt. Not a lot, but there's a tiny bit. So, yeah, this is one crazy body kit. So later on, we'll be doing a full feature on this car as well. But you know, a lot of people say you can't do a stereo system in an NSX. We're about to prove them wrong. Motor's under here, by the way. The motor's kept under the back window, so you can't put speakers on your parcel shelf. So, yeah, watch this puppy glow. Look at that. And how's it sound?
Awesome.
And you've only got one 10-inch sub in the front?
That's all you need.
And just a pair of splits in the front doors, or 2 pairs of splits, sorry?
2 pairs of splits.
That's it, see? And the amount of power in this car can sink a battleship, literally. The top ampere runs the left front door, that runs the right front door, and the two bottom ones run the sub, just one 10-inch sub getting 1,800 watts RMS. That's pretty insane. There's also a 3rd octave EQ, which Brett will probably discuss that in one of the Brett files. It just helps us to EQ all the imperfections out inside the car. This thing, if you ever hear it at one of the sound quality comps or on a cruise, yeah, the sound just gives you chills. It's got a 10-inch sub under the dashboard. Basically replaces the 4-inch sub that these things had out of factory. There's also a PS2 in there for when you're playing around.
Long drives.
You don't play driving games while you're driving though, do you?
No, we're law-abiding citizens.
As we move around, we'll open this door and have a look under his glove box. You can see there's a 10-inch sub. So it's a 10-inch G5. Once again, our Bostons, we just love them with a passion. It's in a sealed box. And under the Eclipse floor mat is where I think you're hiding your PS2, aren't you? So if you just lift up that little piece for us. The secret stash. Check that out. PS2. It would have been a PS3, but the floor's too small. Now, I notice you've got the Alpine 502 head unit, the iPod video playing head unit. That's the same unit in the Nitro. Do you like it?
Love it.
Hey, you've got nav as well, haven't you?
I have.
Do you like the nav?
Very much.
Killer. If you look at the console as well, we made a custom-made air conditioner controller. If you can see the little, just behind the gear lever, where the 2 knobs are. That's a fully, basically custom-made dial control, and it's got a little logo etched in it, little Honda logos in the 4 corners. It's almost looks like it was meant to be there. Someone could look at this car and not realise anything's been done.
That was the initial plan, was to make it all look factory, but the amount of work that's actually gone into this car is astronomical. I mean,
so you could say we put a lot of work in to make it look like nothing's been done. And how much fun is it when the two of us are cruising side by side in our cars? Do we stand out a bit?
a little bit. Just a little bit.
So this guy literally is my brother from another mother. I've known him since we were, oh God, I was like just over a teenager. I was in my That's half my life. I've known this guy half my life.
17 years.
Wow, I'm scared.
He's done every single car of mine and all my friends, and I wouldn't take it anywhere else.
And I've only given him one canary. So
Canary.